Wow, that was quick.
Was that it? We're live. What the heck, guys? Welcome to Bordertown Strange. Let's try that intro one more time. Welcome, everybody, to Bordertown Strange again.
That was legit.
That was legit. That was like crazy.
Way better the second time.
Woo, right? Well, welcome to Bordertown Strange. I'm Pam, and this is my co-host, Jess. And tonight we've got some very special guests. We've got Enzo with us, and we've got a new friend. His name is Nathan Engels, otherwise known as Spooky Bro 316. So we are so happy to have you here tonight.
Yeah, and we apologize. We're so professional this time with a new guest on and all.
Right?
Absolutely.
Here's what I do to people. I make everybody nervous. I bring out the professional, I guess.
Man, I'll tell you what, tonight's crazy. We'll talk about the craziness here in a minute, though. But just to get it started, tonight's show is going to be all about a sneak preview of the 2025 Bordertown ParaCon, which we're super stoked. It's coming up this Saturday, and we're hoping everybody can be there with us. If you can't, we are live streaming, so come to this channel and pick and choose what you want to watch, or watch it all, or if you can't be there when it's live, it will be up later on as well. What am I missing here? Welcome to all of our new listeners and members to the channel, as well as first-timers in our chat. And if you're not joining us live, but you're listening on replay, thank you, and welcome to you as well. So, what do you think, Jess? Do you want to get us started on some housekeeping?
Yep, just a little bit, and it's the huge. So, just like Pam said, thank you to all of our old and new subscribers. We appreciate you so much. If you are watching live on Facebook right now, take a minute just to like and share for us. And if you're hanging out on the chats and YouTube, take a second, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when we're bringing you new content. Excuse me. And also, if you don't want to watch live, or maybe you just want to hang out in the car and listen to us, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. If you have a favorite provider and you can't find us, please let us know and we will rectify that situation. Also, remember to send us your show ideas, your favorite topics, or maybe even your own personal stories. We would love to tell them, or maybe even have you on the show. This is the part where I would usually go into the ParaCon. However, it's this flippin' weekend. I think we're just a few days out. As you can tell, we're all just a little frazzled. We're almost there, but we're super excited. And we're going to talk about that a little later. First, we're going to do Word of the Week, and then we're going to meet the gentleman downstairs here.
Well done.
Either, yeah. How funny. Give me just a second. I apologize to everybody. My computer is being so stinking slow. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's the computer, everybody.
It is. It's not Pam. Not at all. Never.
Just saying.
Not Pam, who's been home from the hospital for 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes. I made it.
Girlfriend's been in the hospital, so give her some grace tonight. Yeah.
Yes.
Some of the medication got on the keyboard, so the computer's a little slow.
Yeah. Goodness sakes. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. Talk amongst yourself while I pull this up. I apologize.
Why don't we talk to Nate first while you're getting that all pulled up, and then you're not pressured to get it pulled up. All right. So below me here in the box below is Nate, or Nathan Engels, who is Spooky316 on Facebook and I believe TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, Spooky Bro 316, and primarily on Facebook, but I do have a YouTube and a TikTok. I don't do much with those yet. The goal is to do a specific type of thing on Facebook, a specific type of thing on YouTube, and then a specific type of thing on TikTok. But the time thing is just not something I have figured out yet. So maybe in the future I'll be able to see that vision come to life. But right now, primarily on Facebook is where I'm at, and then I just post everything we do also on TikTok and YouTube, baby. YouTubing it, Enzo. Buckle up, buddy.
So
I'll tell you,
what
if you
is
can
it that you
figure out that time, if you can figure out how to work
Yeah.
that time, let us know, because I have not mastered that. It is rough trying to fit
Oh
everything
God,
in.
no, me either. Especially with kiddos running around, and my wife and I, we have a 5.5-year-old and a 10-month-old, and dude, I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah, you're definitely in the family way.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure it out, I think.
Yep, you're in the thick of it for sure.
So what is it that you do?
So Spooky Bro, really, I tell scary stories, or I look at videos and I kind of tell those videos through my perspective, and then I kind of rely on paranormal investigators to come in and analyze those videos and interact with myself and interact with the community and really just kind of chat back and forth. But yeah, I just like telling stories, and there are a lot of localized stories in the Kansas and Midwestern area that you've never heard of before. So my job is to try to go out and find those stories and then present them to make them seem like they are every bit as epic and every bit as big as something you would see on HBO.
I'll tell you
Awesome.
what, I love that, because that's what we try to do too, is bring stories to people that they don't understand. Everybody thinks Kansas is a flyover state. There's so much going on here. There's so many crazy stories, so many cryptids, there is just so much. And it's wonderful to see somebody else, fighting the good fight and trying to get that stuff out there too. So yay.
And some of I've made a lot of friends over the past few months since I started this, and there is a young lady. She's in the group Pin Paranormal. Her name is Ashley.
Ashley.
And she has dubbed me the hype man for the whole paranormal community. So
We love Ashley.
I think I just like getting people excited about the unknown. That's one of our community, our spookters, specters, and lovers of the unknown, and that is something that I connect with. My people seem to connect with, and yeah, I don't investigate. Now, I've made a promise that if I ever get to 10,000 followers, which I'm at 5, almost at 5, I never thought that would ever happen. I never thought I would ever have to tell the story, because my wife would be like, we're never going to tell this story. But I was a huge skeptic. Did I lose you?
We lost you for just a second there, but
Skip for just a second.
yeah.
So
Bad.
I was a big skeptic until I believe it was 2019, and then there was a pretty intense paranormal experience that I had, where I am a full-on believer now. But because of that experience, my wife will not allow me to actually investigate. So one of these days, I hope to share that story, because it is intense.
I would love to hear that story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You may have to share it when we're not.
You learn from these two for sure on the investigation side. They've done a ton of them.
Yeah.
I've tagged along with them a couple of times, and being kind of a UFO guy, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to a Scooby-Doo house. Okay, whatever. And then it's like, what's causing all of this noise? Why is why is stuff banging around? What is going on? It's like, what was that? I just saw something out of the corner of my eye. It's like, okay, I guess there's something to it.
Yeah, and man, I wish I had the answers as far as to what these things are, what these phenomena are. But now that I have experienced something, I see things out of the corner of my eyes. I hear things that are unexplainable. They seem to happen around, not just me, but my wife, my kids. So maybe now that I've interacted with something, I tend to experience these things a lot more. They're fun, but I got to tell you, Enzo, UFOs, man, that is my cup of tea. I have a video that I'm going to drop where I'm analyzing some UFO videos, and where I tell my UFO encounter story. And that story is so fun because I actually called my mom and said, "Mom, turn on the news. They're here." And she was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "Turn on CNN, Mom. They're here." So yeah, it's a pretty fun story. But I'm with you, man. But I tend to just love anything that is the unknown, ghosts, monsters, aliens, paranormal, you name it, Jess, I'm there.
Come to the right place.
You're going to be in the right place. You're going to hear all about that tonight. That's kind of our thing.
Absolutely. So are we ready to do the weird word?
Sure. Hit it.
I'm hitting it and it's not doing anything. There we go.
All right. So tonight it was, well, actually, I think it was supposed to be my night. I'm unsure. We've gotten mixed up in the last few shows because it has gone haywire. It's that time of year, though. So for this one, I chose residual haunting. And so Nate knows we started doing this about a year ago. We research and dig into paranormal and cryptid and Bigfoot and UFO stuff so much. Some of these terms have become like a regular vernacular for all of us, and we sometimes forget that the public and some of our watchers don't know what everything means, and we just flippantly say these words. So we've started chucking a word or two out at the beginning of each show so that our listeners can kind of grow with us on all these terms that we use nearly every day. So this one is residual haunting. Residual hauntings are a type of paranormal activity that occurs when past events seem to replay over and over like a loop, or are triggered to manifest either by added energy or an environmental or circumstantial prompt. Unlike hauntings with active spirits, these don't involve ghosts that interact with people. This category of haunting is often considered an imprint or an embedded record of a past person or event. A good example of this phenomena is the replaying of sounds of war often heard around the battlefields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So I thought this was a really good one. We talk about residual a lot. And residual can refer to a lot of different things. It's actually, in my opinion, I don't know about Pam's or Enzo's, but in my opinion, residual hauntings are the most common.
Yes.
If you... People, you hear knocks often. It always sounds like somebody's knocking on your door. It's most likely a residual haunting. And it's not even, in my opinion, an actual haunting, because you can be haunted by yourself. If you take the same path every day for 30 some years, more often than not, you may accidentally haunt yourself one day because something triggers that energy line again, and maybe you see something pass by you in your peripheral in that same area that you'd go every day. It's, as easy and as simple as that sometimes. In fact, we've had an occasion before where we found somebody haunting a house that was still alive.
Yes.
So how does that work, Jess?
Well, it was a home near our little town, and they had a little girl, what they thought was a little girl ghost that would just annoy the heck out of them, always playing around in their bedroom. And we couldn't find any little girls that had passed in that house or even in the general area. We hunted and hunted. However, the original owners of the house had a young girl, and we found out later on that unfortunately she spent most of her time alone. Her older brother had already gone off to college. Her mother was a socialite, and her father was a bookkeeper, keeping them all away from the home. And she grew up there by herself, basically, for about 5 years, with only a maid for company during part of the day. And later on, it became a boys' home, so it was often full of children, and we think that lady left just a little bit of herself behind. She was actually still alive and living in the area, we found out. And we actually crossed over that maybe spirit, or whatever you want to call it, that residual, after we told her that she was still alive, basically. And we moved her on. We were like, hey, you get to go to college, and you're going to get out of this house, and you're going to marry a wonderful man, but we're not going to tell you his name. You're going to have to go out of this house and find out who he is, find out about your kids, and she was gone in a flash and hasn't been back since. So, yeah.
Fascinating stuff. Do we know how it works? We have absolutely no clue how it works. Anybody tells you they do, they're lying. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But some of the things that we have researched, and some of the things that, like in this particular case, where we were able to almost watch both sides of the scenario, we are relatively confident that that did work, that it is what it was what it appeared to be.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah.
We get into weird.
Yeah. We knew almost for certain. We had been speaking to her through rods and through the meters, the K2 meters. She would make them spring up. We would just, yes and no questions. We knew she was female, around about the age that she would have been. And we went to her with the rods and those meters again, and I told her name. I listed her name out, and every meter in like 20 feet went insane, and the rods crossed and wouldn't uncross. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure we got that one right. And it was an amazing experience for all of us. We never would have considered it. We actually went at it thinking this isn't going to work, but we're going to give it a shot.
Right.
And it worked.
That's how we do with a lot of things. We don't know. Nobody really knows a particular way that's going to work, because just of the nature of the beast, And so we try different things. And I know, some of the other, like Ashley, I know she tries a lot of different things too. And it's fun to see what works, what doesn't, and sometimes what works in one case won't work in the other, and vice versa too. So it's always interesting. Tony said, can trauma cause a person to leave behind a piece of themselves, soul, spirit, without the loss of life? Yes.
Yes. That's exactly what we were just talking about. That little girl had been left alone to her own vices for years. Could you imagine how lonely it is? At the time that we were speaking to her, she believed that she was 12. So that's right around the time where you're really trying to figure out who you are, and girls more than even boys figure that out through their friends, through shared likes and dislikes and such, and to not have that must have been terrible.
Yeah.
So I think she stuck herself there. And when that lady did grow up and leave the house, she left that little bit of her behind, is what I think. As sad as that is. Mm-hmm. All right. So who do we have in the chats before we get started?
Let's see. We've got Chris is here tonight. Tony's here. Alicia. We've got Tim. Ian's here. Hi, Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah, we got some of our really fun regulars are here. So hi, everybody.
Yay.
Hello, everybody. Fair warning, Pam is medicated tonight, so that's all I'm going to say about that.
Pam's out of the hospital. Yay! Just in time for ParaCon. Don't slam into her at the con this weekend when you show up.
There's Chelsea.
Wave at her.
Yeah.
Hey, Chelsea. My goodness. Yeah, so we're going to talk about ParaCon tonight. It's literally in just a few days. We are down to the end, and we are completely ready, oddly enough.
Which is terribly scary.
It's frightening. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
Bubble wrap Pam. Yes, that's not a bad. I'm starting to believe that we might need to.
Those big gerbil balls. Just...
Yes, I'd hurt myself in that. Who am I kidding? I would.
So this is going to be Nate's first ParaCon ever speaking on panels. It's going to be awesome fun. So our panels run just like this. So our moderator is going to tuck out a topic and a question, and everybody just kind of throws in their 2 cents. And if you got a story that sounds good that goes with it, and we allow the audience to interact too. The audience gets to panel right along with everyone else. So it's super fun. You're going to
loving it.
Oh,
yeah.
I think you will. It's a really good time. We started the whole ParaCon as a way to network. We started our group in 2012, and back in the day, it was still very much, you had your 3 groups. You had your ghost hunters, you had your UFO guys, and you had your cryptid guys, right? And nary the cross between any of them, heaven forbid, you cross camps anywhere. And what we were discovering, and not just us, a lot of people were discovering, was the fact that there were a lot of the same things being caught in these different camps. They were just being looked at from a different perspective and called by a different thing. And so we were like, this is prime opportunity to start pulling people together, you know, and share these stories. And because we had friends in every camp, but we wanted to get everybody together and just kind of share those stories and make those connections. And so far, it has blown up. It has been the best thing. We've watched, the coolest thing is watching people make friends at these and then make friends later on. And, you know, you see them interacting online and stuff together, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that was what really got us into this, was just to get those camps together and get that networking done.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're the weirdos. We're Bordertown Paranormal, but we are so much more than paranormal now. We started out as ghost hunters, and we have moved into every field. We even touch on multiverse and just about anything that you can think of, because as our tagline says, it's all connected. And like Pam says, it's been a fantastic hoot forcing people together on panels and watching them become friends. It's pretty great. We request that people try out panels that are out of their field. If you have an opinion on the matter, you can panel. And it has made so many friendships. And in fact, Pam's on a podcast that was made because of the ParaCon.
Yeah, I'm at Paranormal. Sure am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris just put up Nerd Herd. Yes, that's what we call ourselves. Unofficially, we're the Nerd Herd.
The Nerd Herd. Love it.
The Nerd Herd. So starting out, so ParaCon is this Saturday, the 27th. Doors open at 9 a.m. I'll start the opener at 9:30. I'm kind of the MC, so you'll be hearing from me a lot. Pam's behind the camera. She's running all the lives. If you can't happen to make it in that day, get up onto YouTube here on our page, or up onto the Facebook page on S2E20 Bordertown Paranormal, and watch everything live. And it will stay up afterwards. So if you can't catch it that day, you can catch it later on and watch it on playback. It's super great. We're super excited. There's a live DJ that plays music in between all of the panels, and he runs all the microphones and the sound. So we have that going on. We also have a huge section of vendors this year. It's going to be like 25 plus. I'm thinking it's going to spill out into the main hall this time. So look for all those. We've got 3 big readers coming in. We've got Christy Campbell coming in. She's our psychic medium. She's going to be giving readings, and she's also going to be giving quantum healings, which were the most popular thing last year. She was busier than heck.
There was never a point where I didn't see. I was like, always walk through there to see if she's doing okay. Always had somebody with her. Always.
Yeah. Constant.
Yes. And Christy this year is graciously giving us a free 50-minute full room reading. So that will fall at what time? I lost it.
Oh, I don't have my
at 11 from 11 to 11:50. Christy Campbell will be in the main hall giving a free full room reading. So all you have to do is come in and sit down and see if she calls on you, or maybe wants to talk to you about something in particular. We put her in the morning this time. She did a little like 20-minute one last year, and she got hit hard afterwards. She worked herself to the bone. So
she did. We thought if we got her in earlier, then she would have more time for people that wanted readings afterwards. So hopefully it'll work out for you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, so Chelsea said, how long has the ParaCon been going? This is our 7th.
It's our 7th year. Pam froze a little bit.
Not the lucky number 7. I don't know.
It's been going on for 7 years. We started out in the little teeny tiny Caney library with just the 4 of us sitting there waiting for someone to come in to listen to us talk. And then we've gone all the way to this huge ParaCon, and I completely blame Pam. It's her fault.
Totally my fault. So sorry. Yeah, I blipped out there for a second too. Apologize for that. I don't know what happened.
All right. So besides Christy Campbell, we'll also have in Lindsay Miles. She's our tarot reader. She didn't make it last year. Rachel Patton actually filled in for her, but she's back this year and she's going to be reading tarot. And Rachel Patton has moved over to rune reading for us. So if you want to have some fun and maybe go check out your future or your past, you can head out into the main hall and pay them to, read your future or whatever it is that you wish to know about. And all three ladies are super fun, so it's super entertaining. And inside every kind of vendor you can think of, we actually have so many authors this year. So if you are a reader, get in there and get you some books. They would love to talk to you and sign your books for you.
Absolutely.
Get in there and visit with all of them. We also have full raffles again this year. Holy cow, the raffles are big. We got our big three, our ghost hunting kit. It's full of just about anything you could think of that you'd need for ghost hunting. We've got our UFO hunters kit and our Bigfoot hunters kit. Always really popular. This year, Pam put together a road trippin' haunted pack full of all sorts of fun things. It's got an atlas in it and a book on 500 different places you can visit in the U.S. Lots of road snacks and a lap blanket with Mothman so you can stay snuggled up in your car. And a pair of binoculars for when you're looking off into the distance.
I had fun putting that one together. That was good.
It is a fun one. I'm excited about that one. And then we have our pendulum dowsing kit, which was super popular last year. And this year we put together a tarot kit. And my favorite one for this year is a seance kit we put together. I had stumbled upon a book that talked about how they used to do the old seances and all the little trickery and things that went along with it. So I took that book and put that in there and then got all the little bells and whistles that went along with it. So you have your little spirit bell that tingles when you're talking to the spirits, the candles so you can watch the flame flicker, a notepad so that you can do your automatic writing, a little mini Ouija board so you can talk to the spirits, and a fantastic black tablecloth to go over your table. So that'll be super fun. It's all... Actually, it was really kind of cool. I almost didn't want to stick it in there. Pam and I have that problem.
Yes.
Add it to our own collection, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much
order
fun.
it, and then we're like, it's cool.
Yeah. It's so cool. Darn it.
It's so cool. And then all three readers are giving away free readings. So thank you to them. They always so graciously give those away. So we can earn a little bit more money. And just so everyone knows, all the money that is taken in for the ParaCon goes right back into next year's ParaCon to keep it completely free for everyone. Not everyone realizes, but we don't even ask the vendors to pay for their spots.
Nope.
If you want to come to the con, you can come to the con. And we also don't pay our speakers. They all come in, like Pam said, this is more or less a networking opportunity for us, and inviting the public in is kind of the afterthought. So you get to come and watch us do our thing, and everyone comes in for free, and we have just a fantastic day. So do we want to talk about, what else do we want to talk about? The food, maybe?
Yeah, we can talk about the food. That'd be a good
Yes.
one.
It's always a winning topic for me.
Oh, yeah.
So in the morning, we have can donuts and coffee coming in. So you don't have to go anywhere to get your breakfast needs met. And if you were here last year, there was a little debacle with the lady who was running it. That has been taken care of. So they will be here fulfilling everybody's orders in full.
Yeah.
And when they shut down after they either sell out or around 10:30, 11, it will become the full concessions. We will have concessions again this year. We'll have sodas and water and candy and chips and popcorn, all sorts of goodies. And we're super lucky this year. We got a local food truck that everyone in this area loves. We got Coyote Tacos to come in. They're going to open at 11 in front of the building, and they're going to be serving for the whole rest of the day. So you can go out and grab you some lunch, or if you want to snack in between panels, go out and grab nachos and tacos and, oh my goodness, all sorts of goodies.
Enzo, are you going to buy me a taco, buddy?
Only if you buy me a donut first thing in the morning.
Done and done.
They have the good donuts too. They bring in daylight donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little daylight donut.
Right?
Rick gets it. Mr. Rick, I see him in the chat. He said they're amazing to eat. I love it.
Yeah, Rick and his wife graciously donated a large metal cutting of, I believe it's a UFO and a Bigfoot.
UFO Bigfoot. I think there's an alien on there too.
Yeah,
And
it's really nice.
Cool. Really cool.
So yeah, that'll be in there for the raffles. Like I was saying, a lot of the vendors and the authors will often offer up things to us. So beyond the raffles we already spoke of, you can guarantee there'll probably be another 2 handfuls more. I know I missed a couple of them. Oh, the Bell Witch set.
Pat Fitzhugh. Yes,
a friend of ours, Pat Fitzhugh, who is one of the authorities on the Tennessee Bell Witch, signed 2 books for us. Those will be available along with a set of witch bells to go along with it, with those 2 books. So that'll be available. And then
that's a prime example of how we curate stuff. Jess and I actually went to Kentucky to hang out with Pat for the evening. He was doing a presentation out there when we were like, we have the time. It's not that horribly far away. And we really want a couple of his books signed, for ParaCon. So we did. We jumped in the Jeep and headed over there for a few days and hung out with Pat and his daughter. And so that'll be one of the fun stories about how we curated that particular one. It was a fun trip.
Yeah. And this year, we're so excited. Tony News, who runs the Haunted Greg Theater in Sedan, Kansas, she is partnering with us this year. We are giving away 2 free ghost hunts with us at the theater. Date to be determined, depending on whoever wins it and when they like to go. But also with that, you're going to win a couple of free flashlights, a K2 meter, and some dowsing rods. So you and a friend can come along and we will show you how we ghost hunt. It's going to be fantastic.
And Tony's in the chat. So yay. Thank you again, Tony.
Yeah.
Ooh, Alicia said the hunting at Sedan is what I want to win. It's a cool place. Oh my gosh, I had gone there as a kid, just to watch movies as a theater, but it's really neat now, that you've gotten older, especially if you're ghost hunting there. It's really, really cool.
And then Ginger Herman from the Caney City Library has nicely gifted us a Cryptid Lovers pack. It's got all sorts of little knickknacks and doodads that are all cryptid related and a really cute little gift basket. So that'll go out too, and we thank her so much for putting that together.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We get so much support from the community. We're really excited. When you get there and you sign in at the front desk, these will be available. These are our little booklets. They only cost $1. We throw enough money on them to kind of cover the cost of the materials. And inside of it, you're going to find everything you need. You're going to find the full schedule at the front, so you're going to know when all the presentations and the panels happen, when we break for lunch, all of that good stuff. And you're also going to walk into a flyer about our workshop. For the first time this year, we're offering a workshop in the morning, and it's going to be with Brian Terrell. Did you want to talk about that a little bit, Pam?
We can. I'm going to mess it up, so just jump in when I do.
Do you want me to do it? I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
No, please do. Please do.
Okay. Pam's like, I'm tired. Do it. So Brian Terrell of Red Dirt Cryptids this year has graciously decided to help us out with a workshop. We were really wanting to offer a workshop or some kind of classes, and he actually does this not for a living so much. It's kind of his hobby living, I would think. He's a part-time teacher, part-time cryptid guy, I would say. Yeah. He travels around and gives workshops on how to hunt Bigfoot and other cryptids. In fact, he's also an author. He wrote Oklahoma Cryptozoology 101, which is kind of a workbook for him that he teaches out of. Him and the Red Dirt Cryptids out of Enid, Oklahoma, do Bigfoot hunting, and they also explore a lot of the Dogman phenomena in the area and just about any other cryptid you can think of. And he's going to put on a 2-hour class. It starts at 9:35 and runs until 11:35. And he and the other team members are going to teach everyone how to properly use tools and equipment, how to hunt in the right areas, what to look for, and what to do once you get that information. You know, how do you log this? How do you map this? Where do you send this stuff to? And he is also going to talk about some of the local legends and lore in the area on different kinds of Bigfoot. Like we have the Noxie monster here. And he will also be showing some footprint casts and things that they've taken and kind of talk how you do that too. So it's going to be kind of just I wish I could go see it.
Me too.
Right.
I wish I could, but I'll be the blur with the clipboard, unfortunately. But yeah, that's super fun. So the tickets are $10 each. At the door, there's no pre-sales, and there's only 20 seats available. So if you want in on this workshop, get there at 9 when the door is open and get your tickets fast, because once they sell out, they sell out. And then, of course, it'll start at 9:35, and it'll actually be in the green room. So if you buy tickets, you're kind of getting a VIP pass into the backstage area for our speakers. So it's kind of a win-win.
It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
We're
also
super
in the
excited
book...
about it, though.
Oh, we are. And Brian is a hoot. And he
He's
would
the
love to
best.
take your stories. If you have a Bigfoot or a cryptid story, let him know. He's been keeping a map for years now that he just keeps adding to. I think he's out of room on it. He's looking for another map provider.
He is, yeah, because he ran out of spaces on the one that he has now.
Yeah, and that's kind of our fault. Speaking, we were telling Nate earlier, this is the reason why we started all this, to start combining different fields. When we first met Brian, we had told him, well, we have quite a number of Bigfoot and cryptid cases in our files. Do you want us to share? And he was like, oh, sure. So Pam sent them over one day, and apparently Brian was a little overwhelmed.
We had a few more than he thought we would.
Yeah. He couldn't imagine that, a little tiny group at A.K.A, Kansas, a paranormal group at that, might be collecting information and casework on cryptids.
That was years
The
ago.
area has a lot of surprises. I was certainly surprised when I first came down and you guys were giving me the nickel tour and all that. And it's like, yeah, this area over here, we just had a Bigfoot sighting over here, this person, that. And I was thinking, okay, like 20 years ago, somebody saw like a thing and it ran off in the woods. Like, oh, how long ago did that happen? It's like, oh, it's last week. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian was really surprised. I think, and that's been quite a few years ago that we handed that over to him. And I think I handed him like 20 cases at that time. And he was just like, what? It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember because I was talking to him. I was like, we have a Bigfoot problem right now. There's a local cemetery that is kind of our stomping grounds. It has all sorts of high strangeness in it. And it's the first place we actually truly encountered Bigfoot activity, one-on-one. And at the time that we met Brian, we were knee deep in that. And I was like, yeah, we got a Bigfoot problem right now we're trying to deal with. And he was like, no way. I was like, yeah.
Hi. This is my son Kelton. He is the reason that I do Spooky Bro. Is he's almost 6 now, but when he was younger, he always you like the spooky stuff, right? You like the scary stuff, reading like Ghostbusters and Spooky Mickey and things like that. Found to get him to sleep. He always just really liked the scary stuff, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell scary stories that kids can enjoy. And that's I'm sorry to come back to me, but when he came in, I was like, you be very quiet, but you can say hi to everybody. But then he's got to get ready for bed. Wave bye go tell everybody bye, and tell everybody to
It was nice meeting you, Kelton.
Can you tell
it's
everybody
nice
have
to
a spooky
meet
day?
you.
Say have a spooky day. All right, go.
Oh, he's a cutie.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
He's adorable.
There was a time when we had cats just walking.
constant.
in front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, check it out. Alicia says that she's also donating a signed hardback copy of her new book. Super exciting. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we're super appreciative of everybody who, gives us these raffles. All that money really goes back into the kitty. And we're hoping one day that we start making enough money that it covers it entirely. That's kind of our goal. So
if you notice, none of us really go on vacation or anything. This is our vacation.
yeah.
This is it.
So let's talk about what you're going to get to see at the con besides the vendors and, the DJing and all the food and all of that. So the presentations and panels are, of course, what everybody actually comes for. And we're all really excited about what we have this year. We try to change it up every year. All the different topics and the different presenters, and they come from all over. This year, we have Adrian Scalf, who's out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. He's with River Valley Paranormal, and he's also done some TV work. He's done some stuff for Ghost Adventures and the Booth Brothers. Him and his wife, Tina, kind of started all that. And he is going to be giving a presentation called Hidden Dangers of Paranormal Investigating from a Personal Perspective. His presentations are always really entertaining and good. He's a funny guy. And he knows it.
Oh,
Yeah, and he knows it. Yeah, but Adrian's really great. His presentation will be at 12:50 p.m. because we're going to start off the day with some panels, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. At 1:50 p.m., we're going to have Jim Gray from Geneseo, Kansas back, and we're super excited about this. He's, I think, everybody's favorite.
Oh, he's the best.
He's everybody's favorite guy.
You would love him, Nathan. I can't wait for you to meet him. He is the coolest dude. He's a cowboy. He's a complete cowboy.
I want to meet the cowboy. I love it.
He looks the part. Complete. And
I think I saw a picture of him, and yeah, he was automatically someone I was like, man, I want to. This guy's my people right here.
Yep, and that's not a costume. That's his everyday.
That's what he wears every day.
Yeah,
love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Super nice dude.
Jim is actually a historian and a curator at the Geneseo Museum, which is actually based on the local old doctor, Doc Jansen. He was a huge collector of all things kitschy UFO, 40s, 50s, that kind of era, that fantastic old vintage artwork and stories, and he collected everything, including people's experiences. Doc Jansen would travel around and record people's UFO experiences on those old reel-to-reels. And
he was a full-blown investigator, to be honest.
He was.
For in the 50s. So imagine trying to do like what we're talking about we do here. No internet, no cell phones. Even like if you had a house phone kind of a thing, you probably shared it with 4 or 5 other people, and whoever it is you needed to reach may not have had a phone at all.
Right.
So you'd have to write a letter and have it go out there, or travel out to wherever they were and do an in-person interview, which sorry to jump in the middle of that, but a little bit of those interviews is what Jim will be sharing with us on Saturday with these old recordings.
Yeah, it's going to be great fun. Him and some other people got together and they started digitalizing all those old reel-to-reels, and he's going to bring about 30 minutes worth, and he's going to give a little presentation on it, and we're going to get to hear all of these great old reel-to-reels. Pam and I have already been privy to a few of them. We did a ParaCon in Wamego, Kansas a year or 2 ago. That Jim was at, and he played some of those, and I fell in love. I kind of want copies of them.
Yeah, I would love to have copies. He played I think they played just a few of them at the World UFO Day or Kansas UFO Day.
They might have.
July.
Yeah.
And they're just incredible because you get the vernacular of the time, the way people spoke. It's not quite as, it's different. It's a different cadence. It's just very cool. Very neat too. And
the recordings have that really cool kind of like mid-tone tinny crackly sound to it. So it's super fun. Yeah, so he's going to be giving his presentation at 150, Voices from the Past, Vintage Recording of UFO Experiencers from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And it's just a little quick 30-minute one, but you won't want to miss it. So make sure you're there for that one. Super fun. At 4:10 p.m., we're going to have Robert Prevost back in. He's from Pocahontas, Arkansas. He is also an author and a researcher and a field investigator. He does work with paranormal stuff, but he's heavy on the cryptid Bigfoot dogman side of things. And he is in the middle. He actually started a book called Animology, which is kind of a term he's come up with to kind of encompasses all the different kinds of cryptids all into one. He's still working on that, but in the meantime, he started kind of an outreach thing on it, and he is teaching kind of a class or a workshop on what that is and how he categorizes and how he kind of studies these things. So that is going to be the point of his presentation, an introduction to the concept of animology. It's really interesting. He'll also have a vendor's table set up. He created a fantastic ParaCon poster this year that he's going to be raffling from his table. Swing by and get yourself a ticket for it. All the proceeds from that are going to go in to helping his table, his investigative group, his writing, and all of that. He also runs Monstrous, the podcast. We've actually had him on this podcast before. If you want to go back a year ago in the spring, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Was when we had him on. Go and check him out. He is a fun, awesome dude.
We keep saying that you're going to love this guy too. Nate, you're going to love this guy too. He's awesome.
I'm going to love them all. I can't wait to meet them.
You are. We have some really great people that come.
I don't know of anybody that I kind of like, eh.
I know. Same.
So, yeah. And at 10 p.m., we have another, our last presentation, of some guy named Enzo Cyril. He's from Derby, I think. I don't know. Does anybody know anything about that presentation?
He loves tacos.
Yeah, he loves tacos, and he'll be talking about UFOs, of course, because that's all that guy talks about. And basically how to use...
He also talks about a van.
Oh.
There is that, too. Not so much since I actually have it now, but I'll be talking about the one common thing we all have we can use to try and document those strange things you might see in the sky. We all have one. That's your cell phone. There's a, not the best tool for shooting small, dimly lit things in the dark sky, but there are some settings and techniques you can use that'll make your video seem a whole lot better. And we'll talk a little bit about the history of photography of UFOs in the past, and we'll be showing some examples and some videos. We'll go through the specific settings on the phone itself, and then we'll go through the proper way to frame it and do all of those things.
Yeah, and we're also we're trying something new this year. So in those little booklets that I was telling you about, if you get one, head all the way to the back, and you're gonna find some kind of worksheet notes, some little tag points for Enzo's presentation. It's got listings of just kind of, the different kinds of settings, field tips, things like that. So you can kind of follow along as you're watching his presentation, and then you have it to take home with you. Kind of just take a look back, maybe keep it pinned up on your fridge if it's something you're really interested in. Yeah, cheat sheet. Super fun.
You kind of have to do that because there's so many different variants of phones that are out there. Even if you bought a brand new phone in 2025, there's at least 20 different variations on what it could be. You could have gone high hog and bought that $1,800 one, or you just bought the basic phone with, isn't going to have the same functionality or options on there. So this is kind of like a general kind of fit. I won't be talking about any specific phone model of which is best and which is better and all that. basically just certain settings on there, and it's honestly a lot of it is more of how you shoot whatever it is that you're looking at for proper perspective and use. Don't zoom in on it immediately. That's the big takeaway there.
Yeah.
That is the biggest takeaway. Alicia says she likes the idea of a cheat sheet, right? I think it's perfect.
Yeah. I just like that, it's something you can have in your hand and you take it home with you. I think you just grasp things a little bit better when you can hold it in front of you too while somebody's talking about it. More of a classroom type of situation.
Even take notes as you're going.
Yeah, you can take notes. It's a super,
autographs. You could use it to put autographs in. Find your favorite people.
Yeah, exactly. We've got I can't open it. Okay. We got the note section in the back. I know that was popular last year. We have a lot of pins that we leave laying around on tables and stuff. So if you want to grab a pen, take some notes, or even get your booklet signed, all the speakers that are there would love to sign this for you. So hop on that. Super fun. So moving on. So our panels, we always do 3 big panels every year, and we keep it to the 3 big things. We've got the paranormal ghosty panel, we've got the cryptid Bigfoot panel, and then we always do a UFO alien panel, themed, I should say. This year for our ghosty type of panel, we've got Ken Romuller from St. Louis, Missouri coming in. He's going to do near-death experiences, crossing over, and the afterlife panel. He will be our head speaker and moderator, and that just means he's going to get up there, start the topic off, ask some questions, get the ball rolling, and then it's a free-for-all. Whoever signs up for the panels that morning gets to talk. So it's the ghost panel is always our biggest. In fact, last year, I think we usually try to cap it at 12, but we ended up with 16 to 20.
It was quite
on that panel.
Yeah.
Super fun. Sound guy was extraordinarily happy about that, let me tell you.
And that starts right off at the beginning of Saturday. That starts at 9:35 for that panel. Yeah. So you got to make sure if you're going to be there, you got to get there a little early if you want to catch all of that one.
Yep. And here's the kicker. Unfortunately, you kind of have to decide if you want to watch that panel or if you want to be in Brian's workshop. So, whap, whap. Sorry if you want to be at both.
Yeah.
I'd pay to go to Brian's to Brian's workshop because he doesn't make it over here all that much.
Plus, you could go back and watch the other one.
That's true. You can't watch the
on
workshop.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chelsea said that lineup was insane. It was, wasn't it? It was fun, though.
Crazy. We were just hauling in extra chairs. That's all we were doing that morning. So Ken is very close friends of ours. He's really close to Pam. He also does a Muck podcast with Pam. He's an investigator and founding member of Monster Paranormal out of the St. Louis area. And he also, of course, does the a Muck podcast. And he's done some work on YouTube. He did a little short series called Spirits in the Garden with one of the groups up there. And I do know around Halloween time, you'll often see him at the St. Louis Zoo because they have the Halloween area that he goes and talks at and stuff. So go check him out there. And then our next panel we'll have, which is at 2:30 p.m., is the Bigfoot and Cryptids panel. And this one is going to be on the origins of Bigfoot, which is a huge topic. Our friend Jason Roberts is going to be taking that on. I think Nate knows Jason.
Yeah, Jason is one of my best friends. He's the one who got me into all of this. And that paranormal experience, they invited me recently to do an event with them in Dodge City, and I went and I got to meet people and hear their ghost stories, and they wanted my son to do a round of ghost hunting, and I was like, my wife will kill me. And none of them had any idea that it was rehearsing with those guys, because they used to have a place around Wichita where they would go and test out all their new equipment. So when they would do public investigations, they were sharp. They knew what they were doing. I went with them one time, and that's the place where whatever it was followed me home. And Jason and them, they had no idea that happened. I had never actually told Jason that story before, so he owes me. He owes me several tacos because I can't investigate anymore. But no, Jason's one of my best friends. We're riding together down there. I think he's trying to force me to do this panel because I am not a believer in Bigfoot. So he has always been trying to convince me of that. So there's that.
Well, he doesn't have to force you. I'm the one that fills out the panel, so.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Darn it!
That's hilarious.
Like I said, I'm the MC. I'm the one that calls everybody out for the panels and introduces everybody. So, womp. Too bad for you.
I get it.
Yep. So yeah, as Nate was saying, Jason's out of Wichita, Kansas. He's running this panel. He's the founder of Road Trip Paranormal and the Kansas Bigfoot Research Society. And Jason's been doing this for quite a while. We had him on here a couple of months ago talking about the agony that remains, the haunted Tahlequah site that he was a part of. Yeah, of course, been in several books and such. And like Nate said, he's an awesome guy. He's a great friend. And he's wonderful to listen to. So come in and check out that panel. He'll be moderating and asking questions on that. And then the last panel of the day will be Does Entertainment Shape Our Belief in UFOs panel. This one is being headed up by Mark Bannon, who, of course, belongs to us. He was supposed to be here tonight, but he was so sorry he couldn't make it. He's had a long day at work. In fact, he's probably just getting home right now, unfortunately.
His wife,
he'll be heading that. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is in the chats. So, of course, Mark is one of the founding members of our team, S2E20 Bordertown Paranormal. He also is kind of an amateur author. We haven't forced him yet to pop out a book, but he's getting there. And Mark is our little mascot, I think. He's everybody's friend, and he's fantastic. And he has some really great opinions on does entertainment shape our beliefs in UFOs? And that is just, it's actually very current, that thought right now. You know, how much does Hollywood influence what we think and what we think we know about UFOs, aliens, UAPs, and all of that matter? So that panel should be extraordinarily interesting. So even if maybe you're not that interested in UFOs, check it out anyway. It might kind of change your opinion on the matter.
Very well.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. We already talked about Christy Campbell's free open room reading. Definitely go to that, and definitely go get a reading from her. She's amazing. Even if you really don't believe in that kind of stuff, she might freak you out just a little bit. I wish that Phil Knight was here tonight to talk about his experiences with her.
Yeah. He's had some really wild ones.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But go check her out. So I'm just going to kind of go over the list of who all we have coming this year. We have well over 35 speakers from 5 different states coming in this year. Actually, a lot of new ones. We unfortunately lost some of our regulars. The Oklahoma City ParaCon is going on the same day. They had to, they usually have it in the spring, but had to move it for some reason this year, and so we lost some of our regular panelists, but we garnered a whole bunch of new ones, including Nate, who's with us here.
Yay!
Hopefully we don't scare him off, and he'll come back next year too.
For sure.
Yeah. So, of course, all of us will be there, Pam and Enzo and me and Nate, and also Jennifer Rawson, another member of our team, Mike Coy, the 7th member of our team, or not the 7th, the 6th member of our team, and then Scotty Rodemaker, who finalizes out our whole team. Scotty is also a member of Red Dirt Cryptids. So, yeah. Tony says, yay, Nate.
Thank you, Tony.
So, of course, Phil Knight will be there, Jim Gray, Jason Roberts, like we were talking about, Gary and Debbie Kuhn, who are with Sunflower Investigations, I believe out of Abilene area. We have Alex and Lisa coming in from Dark Ozarks out of Missouri, and they're some of our very closest friends. We're super excited they're coming over. Always have fantastic stories to tell. And she's also an author. I hope she has her books with her. I keep trying to get her to bring them, and she never does. But cross our fingers this year. She writes a lot about the Civil War ghosts and such. Super interesting stuff. David Glidden is coming out of Missouri. He's a filmmaker, podcaster. He does Boogeyman Radio, if you're interested in that. He's going to be paneling this year, and hopefully we can convince him to maybe do a presentation or something if we can get him back again next year. Russell Reynolds from Cold Spotters, Missouri, and Beyond Life Paranormal Research out of Missouri, too. He'll be there with his father. They're kind of like a little duo team that come in. We also have, of course, Daryl, or our Doc to everyone, Doc McGlumphy, Tulsa's Ghost team will be there. Clinton Hancock and his friend Chris Harrington, they come out of OPIS, out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Shaw Wooten, who is the fourth member of the Crazy Amuck team, the podcast team. Yeah, she also has her own podcast called Exploring the Paranormal Perspective, and she's also from Geeks Paranormal out of the Bartlesville, Oklahoma area. Debbie Thorson from Oklahoma, she's in Vale Echoes Paranormal. Coleman Atchley, he's also from Red Dirt Cryptids. He is also a filmmaker, and he runs the team Colin Tate. Eric Schrader, Red Dirt Cryptids, Jason Walker, who's an investigator author, and he runs the Night Terror Collective. He's out of Oklahoma. And then, of course, Adrian Scalf and Tina Scalf, Heather Woodward. She is from Texas. She is an author, and she runs the Envious Alien podcast.
Nice.
And then Robert Prevost, who we talked about earlier. And then Belinda Shea out of Vixen Paranormal. She is coming up out of Texas, and she's going to be a vendor. She makes her own ghost hunting equipment. So we'll kind of get to see some of that cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so that's our lineup for the year. And, of course, there'll actually be more members than that. More often than not, they bring more team members with them that we don't get to hear about first. We just get to meet them at the door. And we're fine with that. The more the merrier.
Yep. For sure.
Oh my goodness.
For anybody who's coming who's never been to the ParaCon before, all the people that Jess just listed are all just going to be walking around amongst the crowd. If you've got a question or you want to talk to them, just talk to them. They're right there. They're not hiding behind any big desk where you need to line up and take an appointment or anything like that. Nope, just walk up and just start chatting away.
Yep.
That's actually my favorite part of the ParaCon, is just chatting with all the folks, see what's going on out there.
And that's one thing that I'm going to be doing, is trying to, if there are people out there who have a really cool, spooky story that they would be willing to tell me, and I feel like it's a good fit for my show, I'll film it. We'll do 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll feature it on the show. I kind of go in and out. Like, I tell a little bit, and then I zoom to you telling it, and then back and forth. And it's really fun.
Nice.
So if you have a fun story, I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear it.
Make sure you have a big sign for your table, man. You know.
I got a cool banner. Like I said, this is all so new to me. But my wife, she's like, you should probably do something. And I said, well, what do I do? And so we have a cool Spooky Bro banner, and I had some cups made. I don't know why cups is what I went with, but cups, and
why not?
I got a jacket. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but it's fun.
That sounds all good. And you will garner some great stories. That's one of the great things about the ParaCon. The stories, they fly. It's one of our favorite things about why we do the open panels. We always announce at the beginning of every panel, feel free to ask questions, join in on the debate, give us your favorite story. And what ends up happening is everyone's very quiet for like the first half hour. and then somebody on that panel will say something that will trigger an audience member, and they'll like slowly raise their hand and be like, I saw that too, or I had this happen to me once and it sounds an awful lot like that. And then someone else will go, oh, well, me too. And then before you know it, we almost have to calm the crowd down so that the panel can have time to talk. It's one of the, I love that people that are like, I've never had anything happen to me. And then you tell them a couple stories and they're like, oh yeah, well there was that one time. Yeah. And before you know it, you realize they've been a full life experiencer.
Exactly. Everyone has some kind of story of one of those topics. And of course, since everybody's like just walking around between all the panels and stuff, if you're a little shy in the audience, or maybe have something you don't want to talk about in front of a whole room full of people, you can certainly approach individuals and tell them your story that way, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Enzo was saying earlier, they are all available to you all day long. We do have a green room they can escape to take a little break, get a drink, rest for a minute, or maybe, wait until their next panel comes on. But otherwise, if they're on the floor, they are available to you and they would love to talk to you about your story or maybe help you out. Maybe you need a hand with something, or maybe you're just really interested in something they said, or maybe they're an author and you're interested in their books. Feel free to walk right up to them. And we're all used to blathering about to anybody. I would guess that about 60% of us have been on or have our own podcasts. And just to prove it, Pam did a full layout of all the podcasts that are involved this year. And just for you, Nate, Pam put you on there even though you aren't a podcast, but you're still social media.
You're in there.
Oh, there I am. Oh, my God. Oh. Thank you, Pam. Oh, that just means so much to me. My friend.
And then there's those yahoos. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I have a friend that I made. Her name's Jocelyn, and she's the haunted doll girl. Oh. And she is bringing her famous haunted doll Tina to come and meet me at the con. So, like, I'm just excited. This is all new to me. Like, I've been doing this since March, and it's like, holy crap. I did a story on a gentleman gave me a story on Cripple Creek, Colorado. I did a video on it, and they invited me to their ParaCon next year because of that story I did. So this is all new to me. So everybody, if you do come up and be nice, be gentle. But yeah, I'd love to meet everybody.
That's so cool. I love it.
I find that all the way around when it comes to paranormal, they are the nicest, happiest people to just get to know everybody. I think it's very rare that we find a team that isn't just jovial and fun and, just welcome into the group. And I think that's it's probably why there's so many freaking paranormal podcasts, because we're all just quite willing to hang out with each other. And every time two of us meet, a new podcast forms. It's insane.
Well, this community, I've been welcomed into this community, and what I've noticed is just how cool and inviting everybody is. It's not a competitive thing. People truly support one another. I own a company in the fitness realm, and in Wichita in the fitness realm, I mean, it is freaking cutthroat, and nobody does anything for anybody. So to be invited into this community where everybody is so gnarly, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And now I want to help people who are trying to get started in any way that I can. So I've never met more cool, relaxed people than I have in the paranormal community.
That's awesome.
Yeah, agreed. Very, very welcoming. And now, because of us, you're going to get to meet a whole bunch of Bigfoot hunting teams and Dogman hunting teams and UFOers, and we are all one big happy group now. And like I said, we have quite a few new people coming in this year, so we're going to get to watch them get an eyeful for the first time. That's always the best fun, watching their eyes get bigger and bigger when they realize that this all works.
Yeah.
Well, you all have really... to put something like this together at the scale, Alicia, I see that, and I can't wait to hear your story. I'm very fascinated with near-death experiences, so I can't wait to hear about it. But Jess and Pam, the scope of something like this is so out of my understanding of how you're able to put it together. So kudos to you. And I just hope it is such a huge success because you all absolutely deserve the success.
Thank you.
Oh,
We
well,
end up taking
thank
off.
you.
We take off about 2 months out of the year, and then we start back on for the next year.
Yeah,
January
that's so
and
cool.
February is our down months, and then we're right back planning the next one.
Yep.
So it's fun. It is. It's it gets easier that first year where we went big because and like Jess said, it was kind of my fault. We had been doing it at the library, and they were pretty small situations because our library is really small. And then we had the brilliant idea of maybe holding it at the rec center, and they have a green room it's called the Lion's Den. We call it the green room. And it's bigger than the library, but it's not huge. We were like, yeah, we could totally do it there. It'd be great. The main reason was because it had rained that year and we got soaking wet because we were outside at the library. So that was our solution, was to find this indoor. So just, she just puts out this, hey guys, anybody interested in coming to this? Blah, blah, blah. She shows up at the library. I work at the library. She shows up there, saucer-eyed. Oh my God. We have had so many responses. What are we going to do? At that point, we were just like, screw it. Just rent the whole building. Just rent the whole thing. And it has just gotten bigger every year since then.
Mm-hmm. It's her fault.
Totally worth it, though.
That first year, we started planning it in April and thought, we've got about 6 months. We can put this together.
No.
A week out, we just started giving up doing things for it because we were like, we're out of money. We're out of hair. We pulled it all out. But it's gotten far easier over the years, and our team has gotten larger, and everybody, kind of takes on a job, and it's basically a fill in the blank now. We keep the templates from the year before, we tweak them, change them around a little bit, add in new names, new panels, new presentations, and it pretty much takes care of itself. It's just a little, it's all the little ins and outs.
Yeah.
I will say, if anyone at home is interested in putting on a ParaCon, give yourself 1.5 years before the first one.
Absolutely.
So you can comfortably slide into it.
Yeah. Because you will not. You will come in sideways, full body burn down one side. Absolutely.
Yeah. But we love it.
We do.
And this is how we've made so many new friends. And it just keeps expanding. Like, this is the first year we've had somebody come up out of Texas. So we're spreading beyond Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. So super exciting. Hopefully, they keep talking about taking it to 2 days. And I'm like, I don't know.
I was going to say,
there it is.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah. So ParaCon's awesome. Make sure you get one of your books. You'll find all that stuff in it. You're also going to find a list of local restaurants and eateries and stuff that sponsor us. They sometimes will do little specials when you go in, see if they've got one going on. And also that day, we're super excited about this year. So A.K.A., the little town that this is in, we have one of the largest classic and antique car shows in the 4 states area. It's put on by the Main Street Auto Shop here in town, and it's usually coincides with A.K.A.'s Mayfest on Memorial Weekend. However, this year it got rained out, so they had to move it, and they just happened to pick the same weekend we always have the con, which is the last Saturday in September. That is going on. A A.K.A. Fall Festival was started for that day too. And on top of it, that night, the dirt track here in A.K.A., which is the fastest dirt track in the 4 states area, is open for specials that night. So if you like dirt track racing, you can leave the con and go over and check out all the races. It's going to be huge. There's going to be so much going on. So even if maybe like you're into the paranormal, but maybe your wife or your husband is kind of on them, you might be able to split ways for a little while. Go to the con and send them off to the fall festival and the car show, or vice versa. Or if maybe there's a panel or a presentation you're not all that interested in, leave out, go check that out, and then come back in and see us for the rest of the evening. So
absolutely. And the night before, we didn't talk about this last night on Amok, but the night before, there's going to be the Shoot the U in Caney. It's Caney Cruise Night. And they take a lot of those older cars, and shooting the U when we were young, that was the thing to do downtown because there wasn't a lot to do in Caney. And so we did a lot of driving around. But it's kind of gone by the wayside as this newer couple of last generations have come up. But everybody still remembers it and loves it. So they've turned it into like an annual celebration where, you know, we just get together and everybody shoots the U, and everybody, you know, there's people setting out and waving. And I don't know if they're going to be, they were handing out popcorn and stuff last year.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Pretty Bake usually opens up and sells treats, and so does Gabby's Flea Market. You can also visit those on Saturday if you want to go uptown and see the cars and stuff. Pretty Baked and the antique soda fountain shop and flea market will be open. They're fantastic. They serve everything old school. You can still get like banana splits and milkshakes and malts and all those tasty treats. And I think they're doing loose meat barbecue sandwiches and stuff that day. So go in there and check that out if that's if you're not going to do tacos at the taco truck. And like I said, in the booklet, you'll find all sorts of restaurants and stuff in the area that you can go and hit. It's also full of all of our sponsors and stuff. Got information on our DJ, 2 guys and a PA. Ooh, let me get that. Oh, I've got my thing in the way.
Oh, hang on. Let me drop this. Sorry.
It's okay.
The tube.
Yeah. They do all sorts of stuff. They do sound reinforcement for festivals and parades. They do proms and weddings and just about anything that you can think of. So you can check them out. If you come into the con, they'll have business cards available. That's the other thing. Ask for business cards. I think we're always all loaded down with business cards. So take yourself home a fan of them.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody will be really easy. You'll know who's speakers and who not. We're all tagged. We've all got lanyards and passes and stuff. You'll know who you can talk to. And if you're unsure, if you're needing to talk to someone about something in particular, feel free to stop any one of them. If they can't talk to you about it, they'll know who to point you to.
Yeah.
So I can't stress that enough. Talk to us. Enzo had a situation last year where he had been waiting for someone to come talk to him that actually knew him from podcasting. And apparently they showed, but were too nervous to say anything. And he didn't find out until afterward.
And she showed up. She actually quoted me some of the things that were going on while she was there and then left. She says she's going to try and make it down and actually announce her presence this time.
Cool. That would be awesome.
But also check out BordertownParanormal.com. That's where the full day's schedule there. If you want to try and coordinate going to the car show or something like that with your whatever your favorite panel is and stuff like that. It's just something that's right there, so you can just glance at it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also, if you go on to S.E.K. Bordertown Paranormal on Facebook, if you scroll down through the post, you'll find posts that has information on all of those activities going on in Caney, and there's links to everything on it. So if you want to go it that way, you can find links to all of those individual things, the fall festival, the car show, the speedway, and go through those and kind of like make your plan for the weekend, because it's going to be super fun.
It is.
Yeah. We're really just a come and go kind of place. There is no fee to get in the door. It's absolutely free. Just remember, we are 12 and older. Unfortunately, we like to kind of keep it that way. Just because some of the topics that we talk about aren't kid friendly. Yeah, Julie. We tell some spooky stories. Adrian's presentation, for instance, is a little a little scary. It's kind of like his journey through some bad stuff. So we really think 12 is a fantastic age. If you think back, if you're into the paranormal or spooky or cryptids, 12 is about the age that you really start digging that stuff. And it's really a good age where you can start to comprehend kind of what that's all about and kind of the mystery of it. So 12 and older is where we're sticking at for now. Make sure you plan for that ahead. There's no fee to get in, and we're not going to stamp your hand or anything like that, so you have to worry about getting in and out and can I get back in again. You're free to come and go, pick and choose your poisons. What is it you want to see? And a very cool thing about ours is that we throw the vendors in with the same room that the convention's happening in. So if you want to get up and shop while you're listening, you can totally do that. You won't miss anything. And this year, I believe we're running speakers out into the main hall. So if you want to go out to the main hall and get yourself some concessions, maybe go get a reading, you're going to be able to hear what's going on inside the hall. So you won't miss when your favorite presentation comes up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good time. We're super excited.
Yeah. So is there anything else, or have we hit it all? I always like halfway through, I don't know anymore.
Well, it was briefly brushed over. Pam, who was supposed to be healing in the hospital the other day, went ahead and set up all the individual live links here on the channel. Just go down below and click on the live tab. You'll see all the different panels, all the different speakers that are going to be there, and you'll know exactly when it'll be.
Yep. I got a lot done for supposed to be healing in the hospital. I got a lot done. So I'm really happy with that.
Maybe we should trip Pam a couple weeks out before every con.
Maybe not.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. Just give me a vacation. Send me somewhere nice. And I'll be happy in a hotel as opposed to the hospital.
Hospital sounded pretty nice. Got a lot of work done.
I did. Yeah.
She did get a lot of work done.
Did get a lot. It was a little expensive though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so come to con, meet all of us, come and meet Nate and give him a thumbs up. I know he was just a little hesitant about, coming up and speaking, but like we said, if you have an opinion on the matter, we love to hear it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And it's super fun. It's like a party atmosphere. The DJ's playing in between stuff and, running sound and fantastic food and fun people. It's super great. So if you're in the area of Caney, Kansas on this Saturday, come by the con, go see the car show, check out the fall festival, hit the speedway, and come and visit with all of us.
Yeah.
Because
I'm excited. Full day.
It is full day, for sure.
All right. So we're coming towards the end here, and we have something fun. Nate's never been privy to this. I thought he would at least do his homework and watch one of our shows, but apparently he didn't. And he has no clue what the Notebook game is.
Yeah, when you told me the Notebook game, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I got to do it.
The Notebook game. So, I'm going to explain to Nat, although I'm sure most in the chat knows what this is. Everybody in the chat start pulling up your numbers while I'm telling Nate how this goes, okay? So, as you can see by my little moniker here, they nicknamed me Notebooks. Pam and I do heavy research. We're big researchers and have both been for years together and individually. I'm old school and I keep everything in notebooks. On every kind of topic you can think about. So paranormal, ghost stories, mysteries, forbidden history, true crime, just about any kind of weird, fun, 40 and stuff you can think about is in these notebooks. So what we do is every night we have a show, I grab 5 various notebooks, and then I have everybody choose a notebook 1 through 5 and a page number 1 through 100. and I will read whatever is on that page, and then we discuss it just a little bit. And you never know what's going to come up. It's like paranormal roulette.
It is. Completely craziness.
Yeah.
So we'll start out with the list
Here
show.
we go.
Notebook
Well,
4.
first of all, we should start off with Nate.
Okay. We can totally do that. Yeah.
Because he's
There
the
you go.
guest. So, Nate, pick a notebook 1 through 5 and pick
All
a
right.
page number 1 through 100.
Okay, let's go with Notebook 2, page 7.
All right.
Nice.
You got it.
I'm feeling good about that one.
Feeling good.
Never know what you're going to get.
You don't. It's always something really fascinating, though.
Okay. So, we have... It says heightened senses. Hold on, let me check the back page. Oh, this is from Ghost Animals.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So this is on the story of the green lizard. So we did a show last year on ghost animals, and we pulled a whole bunch of fantastic ghost stories, true ghost stories down, and this is one of them. The green lizard, Christmas 2021. Friends got together at another friend's apartment to stay a few nights and celebrate the holidays. The owner of the apartment had them bed down on the couches and floor in the living room and warned them if they woke up after 2 a.m. not to look at his lizard aquarium. His pet would usually be staring into the kitchen, but not to follow its gaze if they did look. One night passed by calmly. However, the second night, the friends were suddenly awakened when one friend screamed and stepped on the others, trying to get out the front door. In the mayhem, the friend pointed at the lizard. It was staring straight towards the kitchen. They all followed its gaze to the window above the kitchen sink. They saw a woman in the window, hanging upside down. She had very pale skin and overly huge, swollen-looking eyeballs that were bulging out of their sockets. Ew.
Wow.
Yeah. I believe we also used that one in the Don't Look Out the Window
I think we did. Yeah.
podcast. So, yeah.
Ugh.
And then it starts in on the Connecticut horse barn story, which I'm not going to tell because that goes on for like 3 pages. But, yeah. The green lizard story.
Nice.
Spooky!
It is.
Spooky. You never know what
You
you're
did a
going to
good
get.
job.
All right.
Ian said, don't say you weren't warned.
Right on in, baby. He knows. He knows.
Okay.
So Alicia has notebook 4, page 50.
Yep. I got it. So this is, let me see if I can pronounce it. La Lechuza, out of Mexico. It's the shapeshifter owl witch legend. So this is probably when we were doing, it's either owls or maybe it was like, Crybaby Bridges and stuff.
Could be.
So in this legend hails out of Mexico. It's called La Lechuza. It's a legend of a woman who lived alone in the outskirts of a desert town, believed to be a witch. A boy goes missing and she is accused. They form a posse and hunt her down. Before she dies, she makes a deal with the devil to come back and avenge her death. She does come back as an owl who swoops into town at night to take away any children who would venture out of their homes at night. So it's basically your cautionary boogeyman tale, as you would have it. Towns in northern Mexico have reported hearing and seeing an owl at night whose hoots sound like a human. And this is absolutely true. They have it recorded. It does sound very human, like it sounds like a person trying to make a hoot sound. In Robstown, Texas, the El Pajaro Gigante reports of a huge 6-foot owl swooping down and terrorizing people and cars. Has the face of a human. Reports of this owl are also seen or heard of in Banquet and Alice, Texas, considered a cryptid there and linked to La Lechuza. So it actually kind of like spread up and into the Texas area. And a lot of these reports you can find through police reports. They absolutely believe that this creature is real there. So stay out of that area if
No joke.
freaked out by owls.
Sexy.
Right?
All right, what do we got?
Next one's Ginger, Notebook 2, page 24, please.
Okay. Do that. This is crop circle stuff.
Oh, yeah.
See, I told you anything can pop up. Okay. So, a little backstory before I start reading this, because this is going to be a little nutty for you if you don't know what you're coming at. So, when they started studying crop circles, like truly studying them, they started taking soil samples and plant samples. They started realizing that there were minerals and metals and other outside things that should not be in these circles, and there was weird circumstances around them. And what I'm going to read here is part of the research that the BLT team did back in the 90s when they had that huge flap. It was 92 through 94. Worldwide, we had a huge flap of crop circles come up all within the same like spring into summer. If you're interested, you can go look this up. This is directly from their page. BLT is kind of the acronyms for Burke, Levengood, and Talbot. They're the three main scientists that got together to finally start studying crop circles properly in a true scientific manner. It wasn't just, hearsay and I got a cool picture and it looked really weird. Really, this team kind of popped up because of the famous Doug and Dave, the two old guys from England who were drunk and claimed that they went and walked on boards. So, yay for them. Because of them, some true science sprung up around crop circles. So, this one is on the semi-molten meteoric iron hypothesis from the 1993 study. And what that means, I'm going to explain this to you because I know it just blew your head off. So, in 1993, in Churchill, England, a crop circle popped up that was truly amazing. On I believe it was a grass one, on the grass blades was this shiny clear coating. It almost looked like a clear silica, and it made the grass that it coated almost shine and glow in the sunlight. It looked slick and oily, but it was hard. And down in the dirt underneath of it, they found it encrusted in, and they also found little tiny, perfectly round balls of almost pure iron, as if it had been like smelted out. And this is how they think that happened. It's their hypothesis on it. I'm just going to read a little bit of it so I don't bore you all, because it's very scientific-y jargon sounding. 1993 study of magnetic materials and crop circle soils and plant samples. In 1993, a crop formation at Churchill, England, was discovered in which some of the epicenter plants were coated with an iron glaze composed of fused particles. This coating consisted of commingled iron oxides, hematite and magnetite, fused into a heterogeneous mass, which was embedded in the plant tissue itself. The crop formation formed during the annual Perseids meteor shower. Thank you, Enzo. Levengood and Burke hypothesized that microscopic particles of meteoric dust, which are filtering towards Earth constantly as meteors burn up upon entry into Earth's atmosphere, and would be more abundant during an actual meteor shower, were drawn into the descending plasma system by the strong magnetic fields known to be associated with plasmas, then heated to a molten state by the microwaves, also known to be associated with plasma systems, prior to impact with the Earth's surface. After the 1993 discovery, regular soil sampling was instituted at most crop circle sites, sampled by the BLT team. Subsequently, tiny 1040 micron diameter spheres of unusually pure iron have been regularly found in soils from crop circle sites. Sometimes clusters of these very small, perfectly spherical magnetic particles are found. Sometimes larger spheres, 40 to 50 microns in diameter, which are strongly magnetic, are discovered adhering to bits of soil covered or intermixed with a partially melted glaze of the same material. And then it just keeps going on. So basically, they're breaking down how they think that this glazing happens and how the iron ores end up in the soils. Now, interestingly enough, they go on to talk about a little bit where it's at within the circle and on the strands of grass or, you know, weed or whatever it's ended up. It shows that the circles are formed by some kind of a circling because it gets more condensed the further you get to the edge of the circles. So you can tell that when it was formed, something was rotating very quickly above it.
What?
Very hot. Yeah.
Oh, that's bitching. I'm so turned on right now. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me look down here. Okay. Most often, these highly magnetized spherical particles are found clustered around or just outside the perimeters of a circle-shaped crop formation, suggesting centrifugal force is distributing this material towards the outer edges of the flattened areas.
Wow.
However, we have also examined a few cases in which the major disposition of the magnetic material has been in the centers of the flattened circular compounds. So maybe it was circling up in, or it was leaving when it happened.
That's the bad part. Once you find something like that, you know, they have figured out it does a certain thing, they almost immediately find something that's the flip of it. So it's just like.
Yeah. If you're interested, Nate, we did an entire show on just crop circles. You can go back and watch it. It's really interesting. I'm sorry, Enzo, what were you saying?
I learned a lot actually from you about crop circles. I just thought it was an England thing for the longest time. It's like, wait, that happened here? And you've got like pictures and stuff that are like 20 miles away from where you live. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
But yeah, those globules, which is what those are called, the little spheroids or spherules or however they want to call it. The larger ones are often always associated with an actual impact from like a meteorite. It's a meteor when it burns up in the atmosphere. It's a meteorite when it hits the ground, and the impact atomizes the actual debris itself, and it turns into those little melted globules and flies all over the area.
It's crazy.
Ian's comment made me laugh. I'm sorry, Enzo. I misread it. He said Nate's gonna love. I thought he said Nate's gonna leave Orgone Energy, and I was like, damn. Sorry, I misread
Quite honestly surprised that's not what he said. Knowing Ian.
I can't wait to meet Ian. Jess, I'm into this. Like I'm serious. UAPs, UFOs, crop circles. That's my thing. Wow.
It is cool. You really need to hit
We love it too.
Kansas UFO Day in Geneseo. That's fascinating.
Oh yeah.
I went to Roswell for their UFO fest. I think it was the year my wife and I got married, 2017. And it was the 50th, 70 something anniversary, maybe the 75th anniversary of the Roswell experience. And one of my goals is to get popular enough to where they invite me to the farm where it happened. There is this huge thing from the History Channel where the supposed UFO.
Oh, he cut out.
CIA got him. Talking about. They'll talk about that.
It always happens.
It does.
What happened? Oh, I lost. Yeah. But I do. I want to go out to that farm one of these days. I think that'd be really cool.
That would
awesome.
be cool.
Yeah. So cool. Okay, I think, am I right? Was that Ginger? Was she the last one?
I don't know. What was it?
Notebook 2, page 24. Was that the last one? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I spaced out a little.
No, it's okay. I've got Tony's.
I think I've done very well tonight.
You have. So Tony's is on the green-clawed beast of the Ohio River. So I'll read it. This happened August 14th, 1955. Naomi Johnson, 4 friends, and her son were reported an encounter with a strange beast while swimming in the Ohio River near Evansville. While swimming just 15 feet offshore, something swam up behind her and grabbed her leg. She felt claws scratch her leg, and then she was pulled underwater. She reported she began kicking her assailant and was pulled under a second time before her friends pulled her out of the river. Her left leg was left extensively lacerated and bruised, with one mark distinctly hand-shaped. Mrs. Johnson claimed to have seen a UFO just before she was attacked, and there were several UFO sightings in the Evansville area around the time of the incident, leading her to believe that an extraterrestrial origin for her attacker. So I have notes down below because I always go and kind of try to back up the story with some proof, and I found hospital reports. So this actually happened.
Wow.
So she had 3 long, deep scratches, deep enough to bleed, and one was deep enough that she had to have a couple of stitches in it. From hip to calf was how long they were. She had severe swelling on the back of her left knee, and she had a strange, they called it a green stain, origins unknown, on her calf. It faded after 3 days. They couldn't get it, they couldn't remove it. They didn't know what it was.
Having grown up next to the Ohio River, that's just from being in the Ohio River. That green stain part.
There you go. Johnson also
and there are
reported,
some monsters in there too.
Oh, I bet there is. Johnson also reported, not to the newspaper, but to the staff at the hospital, that she felt that the attacker, whatever it was very furry from the way that it felt against her skin under the water. Her son, who was not in the water at the time, but was on the shore watching, said that she had actually been pulled down more than the twice that she said. She had been pulled down multiple times. Now, I have a little side note to myself, because I actually remember when I found this story, it rang a bell. The date did with me, and I went and double-checked, and I was right. Exactly 7 days later is the famous Kelly Hopkinsville encounter with the goblins.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Really?
Yeah. And if you go back and look at the Ohio River area at that time around Evansville and down towards Kentucky and all of that, it's a flap is what it is. It's a whole UFO flap happening right there in that area.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Chris's, same one, just page 21. That's easy enough.
Page 21. I managed.
This will be fun.
This is amazing, Jess, that you've taken this detailed records. Like, wow, good. Oh, this is awesome.
That's what Pam and I do. We research like crazy. So this is going to be kind of fun. This isn't notes on a particular topic. This is literally a list that we made at some point on topics we wanted to cover for, it may not have been a podcast, but maybe just stuff we wanted to cover in general for like maybe our presents or something.
Yeah.
So I'll read it.
Look at her face. She's like,
yeah. Well, it's just a listing, but I'll read it because I always say I'll read whatever's on the page. So you get what you get. And by the looks of it, we've already done some of these topics on this show.
Nice.
So
it's a checklist. What have you checked off?
Delphos ring, out of place artifacts, cursed objects, crop circles, ley lines. This is funny. I have the Georgia Guidestones there, and then I crossed it out because remember they went kaput.
Yeah, they got
a couple
died.
years back.
Got blowed up. Yep.
Yep. The underwater pyramids of Wisconsin. The mass bird deaths in Arkansas, Noxie Monster, the Eisenhower UFO conspiracy, time travel, time slips, missing time, Sally House, light anomalies, the 27 Club, Indian Runners, Cherokee Star People, The Voynich Manuscript, Atlantis, Cryptids, Chicago Mothman, Crybaby Bridges, Area 51, Roswell, Ancient Aliens, Synchronicities, Phantom Time Hypothesis, Dyatlov Pass, The Crying Boy Fires, The Judacola Rock, The Bradshaw Ranch, The Slaughterhouse Canyon, Dudleytown, Huggin' Molly, Alabama. That one's a creepy one. We'll have to do that one.
We
Maybe
haven't
we'll
done
tell
that one.
No, maybe we should tell that one on our Halloween special.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Ooh, that was a good one.
We can
The Rendlesham Incident, Nazi Bell, Stephen
Rendlesham
Kubacki.
Forest.
Oh, we just talked about that one on the Michigan. The
yeah.
one that we just did. Yeah. The Moving Statues of Ireland, The Meadow Project, Skinwalker Ranch, NDEs, NPCs. We've done those. Black Eyed Kids did that. Urban Legends, The Agony That Remains, Tahlequah.
Yeah.
We've done that one. Annals of Kentucky,
Yeah.
Mothman,
We need to
Indrid
do that one again.
Cold. Yeah. 37th Parallel, Giants of America, Elephants in America, The Belmez Faces, The Bet Sphere, Mel's Hole, Haunted Cemeteries, Precognitive Dreams, Anubis Caves, Tesla Machine, Owls, Betty and Barney Hill, The Kozarev Mirror, The Virginia Brazil UFO Incident. And that's what's on this page. We've
I
done
remember
quite a
you
few of
guys
those.
doing. Have you done Kozarev Mirror? I didn't.
Not right. Not yet.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
We haven't done that one.
Have
Like
you
I said,
have
this
you
is like
all
a separate
ever
list.
did you all speak to Jason about Tahlequah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did a show with him.
Okay, because that some of the people in his group are still not healthy after their experiences in
Yes.
Tahlequah. I mean, it's really spooky.
It is. It's super.
You've got to be careful. You can take stuff home with you if you don't go about things the right way. And sometimes you just don't get a choice. Sometimes it is a hazard of the trade.
Chelsea said her notebooks are amazing. And she also said she'd love an episode on the 27 Club. Yes, we do want to do one for sure. I also would like to, and we've talked about maybe combining this with crossroad deals. So deals with the devil at the crossroads. Because that's kind of where some of the 27 Club members came from originally, was deals with the devil. So I think that would be a good show to do. I would love to do that. Ian said that's just a list of Enzo's road trip destinations.
It is. I've been taking notes. I got my conspiracy map of the United States with the yarn all over it. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That's our goal in life, is to have a clubhouse big enough to have a map of the United States with all of our little yarn things all over it. For sure. Okay,
Oh,
so that
Shane's
was
in the
Chris.
chats.
Is that right?
Hi, Shane. So what do we got next? Who's up next? I've lost my place.
Oh, hang on. Let me put Ian's down here. That was Christie's. So Ian is next. Book 4, page 26.
Okay. Oh, too many books.
Yes, Shane is
Okay.
in the chat.
Okay, so this is an excerpt out of the Joplin Globe from April 28th, 2012. Bigfoot sightings common in 4-state area.
Nice.
Yeah. And so what it's talking about, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's extraordinarily long. It's talking about Old Chef. So, Old Chef is basically a Bigfoot that was in the Joplin area back in the 60s and 70s, same time around Patterson Gimlin and Noxie Monster and all that fantastic jazz when they were super popular. But what I have excerpted out of it mostly is this report that I'd found out of Crawford County, Kansas, and this happened just after the Civil War. So, we of the Arcadia Valley in the southern part of Crawford County are having a new sensation, which may lead to some new disclosures in nature history, if investigated as it should be. It is nothing less than the discovery of a wild man or a gorilla, or what is it? stated a report that first appeared in the Journal Free Press of Osage City, Kansas in 1869 and was soon reprinted in the St. Louis Democrat. It has so near a resemblance to the human form that the men are unwilling to shoot it. It is difficult to give a description of this wild man or animal. It has a stooping gait, very long arms, with immense hands or claw, generally walks on its hind legs, but sometimes on all fours. The settlers, not knowing what to call it, have christened it Old Chef. It cannot be caught, and nobody is willing to shoot it. The letter was signed by M.S. Trimble. So, off to the side, I have a little note. I did some research and pinpointed the area that it was actually seen in, and it was literally on the border between Fort Scott and Pittsburgh. Right there.
It's not that far away.
Yeah. And then it goes on to talk about more Bigfoot sightings in the Four States area. I pulled it because I think I was doing some work for Brian Terrell, trying to pinpoint some of our case files. I was really trying to, so he could map them properly. He needed, a pinpoint.
Yeah. That's probably what that was. That's an interesting one.
Old Chef.
Cool.
And chef is an SHEFF, not cooking chef.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is Chelsea, book 4, page 11.
Oh.
For the 411, LOL.
Same one. That's easy enough.
Nice.
These are the cemetery records from Sycamore Township.
Nice.
Which is Murphy Cemetery, which, if you were local to the area, you'll know that's the cemetery at LaHunt, the old cemetery factory where the dude's supposed to haunt it, and they have his pickaxe buried in the cement. So this is literally just the write-up on the cemetery itself, so I'll read it. Murphy Cemetery, or Old LaHunt, has an interesting history given and attached on the attached pages. This small cemetery is located in an area near the village of LaHunt. It is fenced, but many stones are gone and some graves apparently have been removed. Others, who the community would not allow to be buried inside the fence due to nationality, are buried outside the fence and along the river. It is very difficult to determine just how many are buried in this location. The location here is 69T32 R15, west of where the village of LaHunt blossomed when later abandoned, and most of the town houses and buildings were taken off to other locations. And then there's just a little listing. It's not a big cemetery. It's mostly full of Murphys, Ringles, Randalls, Caldwells, Beefs,
McLeod, that's my family. That's Frankie that's in there. That's my family.
The interesting thing about this cemetery, if you don't know about LaHunt, besides the supposed haunted a factory where the guy supposedly died and they buried his pickaxe in the wall, and you can still go see, I think there's a nub left of it. Most of it's gone.
Yeah.
So LaHunt was literally a little tiny town all of its own. A little village sprung up around it full of the workers. There was a lot of German workers, so that's why a lot of the people weren't buried in the cemetery, unfortunately back then. There was also a village of African Americans and I think some Irish, if I remember correctly. They kind of had their own little areas out there.
I can't remember. It was another nationality. I almost want to say it was Greek, but I could be wrong on that.
It may be. But this area was also kind of managed by the famous Tom Mix.
Yes.
If you know your cowboy history, Tom Mix was a manager out there, and he, for fun, to get all of the different groups together and to give them something fun to do outside of work, started baseball leagues, and they would play baseball games out there and stuff. Yep. And hold little tournaments and everything. And unfortunately, one day his dog got run over by a passing carriage on the road while a baseball game was going on. So Tom Mix's dog, Shep, is buried in that cemetery along with the little girl who was chasing after him, who also got hit by that same carriage. Her name was Maria. And she's buried there with Tom Mix's dog. Now, unfortunately, they aren't actually buried in the cemetery. They buried them right on the other side of the fence. because she wasn't white. So, and the dog, of course, couldn't be buried in the cemetery, but they're right on the outside of it. So, one day we'll do a whole show on La Hunt because it could garner its own show. It's an amazing area up there.
It is.
All
Very
right. Do we have any more?
Alicia said, cool, gotta love baseball. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That actually was the last one that we had.
Wow.
So look at
Oh,
that.
it's kind of right on time. It's
We are.
8:56. So, yeah. All right. Do we have anything more to talk about before I kind of get us out of here?
I don't think so, but man, Nate, we're so glad you came and hung out with us.
Yeah,
it was
thank you so
my
much.
pleasure. You all are the amount of knowledge that you all have about your craft here is
Oh. Yeah.
It
Nate
overwhelmed
froze up a
everything.
little again. Yeah.
Yes. But you'll have to come back, Nate, when we do a specific topic sometime. Maybe on
yeah,
I would be honored to anytime.
Yeah. Anytime you want to be on, just let us know.
Yeah.
We love having on friends and guests, even if you're just going to hang out with us and throw in an opinion once in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So don't leave, Nate. Once we turn everything off, we'll be backstage for a little bit and we'll hang out with you for just a minute before we let you go. So, everybody stay in the chats for just a second. Let me get through this. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for hanging out and playing the notebook game. And please come hang out at the ParaCon with us this weekend in Caney, Kansas at the Rec Center. Doors open at 9 and we're going to go all day and it's going to be great fun. And of course, if you can't make it, if you're most definitely too far away, take a look at the lives. When you get off of here, go check out our page underneath the live tab. You're going to see the setups for everything. So you can kind of go choose right now what you want to watch live when it pops up on Saturday.
Set an individual notification for that one so you don't miss it.
Right.
Absolutely. Also, if you haven't done it yet, if you got in late, give us just a second, like and share if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe and hit that bell. And of course, listen wherever you get your podcast. Our entire back catalog is free to you and available. So go back and check it out. And of course, send us your show ideas or your personal stories. We would love to hear them. I think that's it. Check out an all new show every other Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Our next one will be October 8th. We're going to be talking about doppelgangers.
Yes.
That'll be fun. Bringing in the spooky season. And then come back on the 22nd because we are going to throw our Halloween party. In fact, maybe we should get Nate in for that.
Absolutely. Mark your calendar, the 22nd.
Time to party. That's right.
Are we required to be in costume?
No, but it sure would be fun if you were.
You should have said yes.
Yes, you have to be in costume. There you go. Yeah, we party, we bring drinks, we tell spooky tales, we laugh and joke and just have a good time. So check us out then. Anywho, yeah, remember, like, share, thumbs up, come to the con this weekend. Thank you, Nate, again for hanging out with us. Keep it weird, keep it strange, and remember, it's all connected. Good night.
Good night, everybody.